So I truly believe that one of the best things that you can do to improve your English in general, in terms of vocabulary, in terms of understanding native people and contextualizing yourself, is watching YouTube. So here's my weekly recommendation for you to improve your English by understanding culture. So this last week was a week of graduations, and the class of 2026 of Harvard graduated this Friday, and their speaker was Conan O'Brien. Conan is an American comedian. He's also a writer, but he became famous by being a television host. So he hosted the Late Night by NBC in the 90s, and he also hosted the Tonight Show. But today he has a very famous podcast. It's called Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. So you can check that also to know him better. And Conan was a student there in 1985, he said. So he made a lot of jokes between, Princeton and Yale, which are other Ivy League schools. And I should clarify, right? So I have a proper description here. The Ivy League is a collegiate athletic conference comprising 8 highly selective and prestigious private universities in the northeastern United States. And among them we have Brown, Columbia, Cornell, Dartmouth, Harvard, Princeton, Pennsylvania, University of Pennsylvania, and Yale. So he made a lot of jokes between the Ivy League schools because there is some kind of competition among them to know who is the best one. And he also made a joke about both Harvard's and MIT's graduation being on the same day. And the MIT is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Is one of the most famous schools when it comes to engineering, maths, physics, this area of knowledge. And why I think it's interesting for you to watch Conan's speech, because you see how much context you get about the United States education. By watching a 20-minute video, you can dive deep into American culture. And of course, he's making jokes, but he's also talking about the point of view of somebody who's been a Harvard student in the 80s and is now talking to the new generation. So it's more than English. It contextualizes you about a very important part of American culture, which is their university. So we grew up watching in the movies that people, save a lot of money, or they, have to play a certain sport and be good at it to receive a scholarship. And then, okay, they go to university. And what happens? What is it like there? What kind of universities do we have? So if you watch this video with a good eye and some kind of guidance to what should you research after it or what you should pay attention, you are able to gain a lot of cultural knowledge, which is what lacks in a person who doesn't understand native speakers. Because when you are talking to a native person, sometimes what you lack is not the knowledge of the language, but it is the knowledge of culture. So imagine, I'm from Brazil. So if I start talking to someone about something that is very particularly specific to my culture, maybe you'll understand the words that I'm talking about, but you will not understand what it means, because it's not language knowledge, it's cultural knowledge. So that's why I recommend you watching. And after that, you should research about these topics. Ivy League schools, and why are they Ivy Leagues? What is it like to study at Harvard? Maybe research a vlog of a student there. Harvard also has a YouTube channel, and you can see some of the classes that they have inside. I will leave some recommendations down below. Also, Harvard has a platform where you can do free courses and you receive a certificate. I think for the certificate you have to pay a certain amount, but the course itself is for free. So it's very interesting. You can have a Harvard, you can know how it is to study at Harvard. They are recorded classes, but they are the real professors from Harvard, so it is a free opportunity. Not everybody knows about it, so I highly recommend you checking it out. So I will see you next week with more recommendations about what you can watch to contextualize yourself with culture in English and improve your English learning journey. See you then.